Welcome to another Quantum Conversation. I'm Loren Gailey, and I invite you to sit back as we enter the quantum realm, that space of the greater part of you. It is your connection to infinite possibilities, infinite potential, and infinite mastery. Hello, we have another beautiful episode in the Energy Healing Summit series. Today we are with a light language activator, Zeenat Lakdwala. She is a beautiful soul who works not only in abundance with light language, but now we're talking about how we can use light language for healing. And this is specifically dental restoration. Let's welcome Zeenat to this quantum conversation. Hi, Zeenat, welcome.
Hi, thank you so much. So happy to be here with you again. Thank you.
We are happy to have you here. Some folks may be familiar with your webinars on New Earth One Network. You are a rising star, and we love the teachings that you bring forward, the energy transmissions that you bring forward. And it is light language. It is our source energy, an innate thing that we are. And so as we're talking about energy healing, from an overview, can you explain the role of light language and what that does to assist our energy system?
So when I work with the language of light, over a period of time, I have been given to understand that the language of light that I bring through comes from a various cosmos, which is beyond our cosmos. And it comes from a very different cosmos altogether. And when I bring in this light, I bring in this energy, I am allowing this energy not only to heal a person, but also through that person, the entire cosmos and the earth gets healed. So when I bring in the language of light, it starts working on the person's energy system. And through the energy, it moves into the blood. And from the blood, it moves into the DNA. And in the DNA, the light codes start, you can say, making the shift, making the alignment, realignment, and adjustments. Also, as our DNA, if we have, now we come across and we read a lot about our DNAs. Our DNA is not just 2 strands, it's actually supposed to be 12 strands. And the new kids that are coming with more than 12 strands also. And with our 12 strands, the only active ones are the 2 strands. And in that 2 strands, we are just marginally using 10% of that. So when the language of light comes through the energy into the bloodstream and into the DNA, what it starts doing is it starts refixing and reminding the person of the beingness that it is. So it's like an expansion is given to the person. And where I'm using, just imagine this is what I'm doing with my 10% of active DNA. Now, even if it becomes marginally 10.5, how much of potential do I have, which is not tapped by me as of yet? So this becomes a very, and also because the language of light, which is nothing but just the codes that are coming through and making the shifts, the cognitive mind is at rest because the cognitive mind cannot understand what I am speaking and what is going on. So it passes through the filter of the mind right into the energy field and right into the bloodstream and into the DNA. So it's like it's a super highway where everything happens, but for the mind, nothing happens.
And I love that because that is actually us getting out of our own way. And it's almost like when animals receive healing, they are open to it. So light language, just by us listening to it, allows us to open to the energy. So what if someone has doubts? What if someone is still in their cognitive mind with light language? Does this light language energy still come in, or is that mental thinking mind of questioning it going to block that energy from coming in?
We are in the space of free will, and the choice is ours. However, I have still seen with people who are, I had a client who who had taken a grid from me. And she told me that her husband didn't believe in anything that, we do in the spiritual world. But he started seeing the difference that happened in his space when he picked up one of the grids. And that too also his wife gifted him. And he moved from the country to a new country altogether. And when he left the country, he just told his wife, get me that. I want that grid. So even if we are in our cognitive space, we don't want the difference to happen. We don't want to experience it. I have seen with this experience of this client that it still works. And it works in a very soft, because it's so soft and gentle. So whether you are seeing it or whether you are listening into it, or even if it is playing, as I have few of the clients, they play the MP3 in their workspace and they see that people respond to them differently. So even if you are not actively participating, there is a shift that is still taking place.
That is so fascinating. So then a next question, Zeenat, would be, if they're listening to it in the workplace,
Yes.
is it on silence? Okay, so even though people cannot hear it, it is affecting the energy field, the information in our field. That's so quantum.
It's the way I see it, it's like the torus. It just keeps circling and it keeps deleting, eliminating, and it keeps on infusing new energy. So it removes and brings in the new energy, removes and brings in the new energy. So, and productivity increases because you've created so much of more space within, and you've not realized that you've done that. So they come back saying that they are the amount of work that they have been doing, because now they are focusing on the work and not into the peripheria of what is happening in their corporate life, or what is happening with a colleague, or what is happening. Those distractions are reduced. And also the receptiveness of the colleagues. Like I have clients who take MP3s like releasing of fear or worry for their programs and for their projects and for their presentations. And it is running in the background and the work is continuing and you're not being disruptive.
It is fortifying us. It's an energetic fortification, strengthening our connection to source energy. That's how I am understanding it, and it feels so good. So we're going to hear a little light language from you. But as we talk about dental restoration, this is very interesting because, as we know, the teeth are related to many systems in our body. So can you give us an overview of the light language way for dental restoration and what's going on there?
So every teeth, every tooth, every single tooth is connected not only to the organ, it is connected to the meridians, it is connected to the glands, it is connected to the chakra system. So everything that is happening around us is taken in. It's like you're biting into an emotion or you're biting into the food. So what are you biting into today? And whatever you're biting into in terms of emotion, that emotion moves into your mouth, and from your digestive tract goes and settles down in your organs. And through your organs, the meridians that are passing through are getting blocked, the chakras are not active, and your glands are not performing. So through the 5 weeks program that has been guided for me to download, what I realized that every week when I am working with either the upper teeth tooths or the lower, I am helping to release the blocks and the energy stuck in that area, in that region, and thereby the organs are breathing better, the glands are becoming more healthier. And I have also been given a feedback by clients that even though they may not have a particular molar, the wisdom tooth is mostly not there, sometimes it's coming in late, the people can still feel the energy over there. And because and our wisdom tooth is also again associated with an organ, so they feel lighter in their physical body. So they're feeling lighter in their mouth, they're feeling lighter in their physical body. And again, what happens is that when we start releasing these energies, these blocks, these emotions which are not contributing, the organs are becoming healthier. The erosion that is happening, because if you're biting into anger, and anger goes and sits into your stomach area because that's the place it wants to digest. The stomach cannot digest your anger. So then it moves from the stomach, it starts going and sitting onto your kidney. And when it is sitting on your kidney or on your stomach, the organ is getting depleted. The erosion of the organ is taking place. So when I am doing the clearing and when we are releasing, it is actually helping a person to move forward and the organ becoming more and more healthier because you're removing so much of, you can say, garbage over the years that you haven't been able to release. So this is one of the way of helping.
You know, it's really fascinating that every one of our teeth has a connection to the body. I mean, I think we've learned that, we've discovered that. But the fact that the teeth then will hold emotions. So
Yeah.
that's really very interesting. Can you tell us more about your insight on how that works? Have you seen how that works energetically or physically? Have you seen how that works?
Yes, I have seen in both the ways. So when I have done this energy work with people, they have come back and told me that their jaw feels lighter and
Okay.
their jaw feels the energy, or if they had a swelling or they had a kind of tightness, it has reduced. People who have been used to in their sleep churning their teeth, what is that? It means that they are trying to bite, or they're trying to digest the anger. Because if you've not spoken the words, it's there in the mouth. And when you're sleeping, I have come across people who say that they have this habit of churning their teeth, grinding their teeth. And because of grinding their teeth shapes and size have started becoming smaller or bigger because it's not something that is healthy. And when you work on, and where is it going? It is going into the stomach. So after they have done this program, they have come back and told me that they're having better motions, they're having better bowel syndrome, they are not having trouble, they can think better, they can do things much more in a lighter manner. And I can definitely attribute that, yes, the work that was done on the tooth has really helped for the energy that was being clogged and blocked into the organ being released, and the meridian getting freer space to flow the energy. So I have seen that in both the cases.
Wow. Okay, that's amazing. So we've had this question come up before. Will this allow the repair of teeth? So if someone has a root canal and things like this, talk about root canals because the dentist will just start to do a root canal. What are your thoughts on that? Have you seen this ability to prevent root canals with light language, or is it just a nice additional treatment to that physical root canal?
So I had this a client of mine who was supposed to go for a root canal. And when this person went for the root canal, she said that it became easier on her. Like it was not as traumatizing as she had gone to the first session before doing the light language restoration work. And when she went the second round, she felt that she was able to, there was no pain inflicted because there is also so much of trauma that we are holding on to in our dentures. So through that, she was able to release and it became easier for her. A second client of mine wrote to me saying that her root canal was postponed because the dentist said that they can handle it.
Mhm.
So as I've told her that if she continues, perhaps may not require at all. And also when I am doing the work and when I'm going through the each tooth and the cavities and I can see those things. So when I'm clearing that, I do know that it is having an impact on the physicality of it also. And so, yes, I do get response that it is definitely helping them.
And so then another question would be, can you regrow teeth? I mean, that's a big question. Have you experienced that sort of a seemingly miraculous
Not as yet, I can say, not as yet. But
Okay.
I have the you can say as confidence in this is that if the more you start clearing, the more you start creating space, it can come back. There is a 100% chances of it to return because it is being removed because you could not handle the rottening of it because of the emotions that has got completely taken on. And perhaps when you start releasing them, and the more you release them, the more you have created new space. And I am very certain that, and I won't be surprised if any one of them, any of my clients write back saying that they can feel a growth of the tooth coming. So I'm not going to be surprised.
All right. So have you been able to map some of the emotions with various teeth?
Yes.
So, and cavities. So what is a cavity indicative of? I mean, you could just say have better oral hygiene, take care of your teeth. But we know some people have, maybe it's genetics, maybe it's our DNA. Some people have strong teeth. Some people say, oh, my family has bad teeth, so my teeth are bad. Those are beliefs, right? And those are part
Yes.
of the emotions. So that's what we're getting at. Have you seen a correlation between specific teeth and emotions, and then also cavities? What do cavities mean? What do teeth, like if someone needs a tooth pulled, what does that represent?
So what I have seen is that even let's say, for example, if I'm looking at the tooth 22nd, let's say, for example, which is our canine teeth. Now, if I'm looking at that, the emotion that it has, that it's holding onto is anger and depression. It is also holding on to a lot of mood swings. Now, when I'm working with releasing anger, especially the biggest emotion that I feel that people go through is anger. I would say that when they are releasing the anger, what is also helping them is that they are aligning their kidneys because anger is associated directly with the kidneys. So they are, and the eyesight. So the two things are getting handled very well. Now, even if when I look at another tooth, let's say any other tooth like 23, if I look at 23 is all about fear. And I see the correlation between the fear and being anger because from fear comes the anger and from anger also comes the fear. So it is completely entangled with each other. And when you start releasing them, and also again with the fear, you are impacting your left kidneys get impacted with it, your entire bladder area gets impacted with it, your uterus gets impacted, and your testicles get impacted. Just imagine just one tooth is impacting with so many emotions and so many organs are getting impacted with it. Now when I look at cavities, I have my understanding of cavities is that something that you have not been able to express. It gets collected and collected and collected until it becomes unbearable. Now, when I look at also when people say that my family has this dentistry bills, and so I will get it. It's basically what they are trying to tell me is that I am buying into the idea of that, and therefore I'm going to manifest. So it's basically whenever we buy into an idea, it manifests. So whether it is the belief system of the family you're buying into, or whatever it is that you're buying into, you are going to make it possible because this is a yes universe. And the universe has its real humor, and it will give it to you because you've asked for it. And especially in families where you have blood pressures and you have diabetes, the dentistry work is much, the bills are much higher. Now, if I look at in isolation, if I just look at diabetes, it means the lack of sweetness and joy in your life, which means your spleen is completely the joy center of your body, which is the spleen, is not functioning. And therefore, the stomach and the pancreas are not functioning, which, and therefore, if they are not functioning, they are going to impact your teeth. And vice versa, the teeth are going to impact your kidneys or your liver or your lungs in the same manner. So that's how I see the correlations.
Wow. Okay. So this is very interesting. It's a light language dentist. I can imagine someday dentists as they learn about this. I mean, can you imagine going to the dentist and having your MP3s playing
Oh, yeah.
in, I mean, that's the real New Earth way, blending this technology, light technology with our medicine technology. You know, another interesting thing, we're going to have you do a little light language presentation or a session, a mini session for us so that we can feel into it. That's really powerful. One thing that we've heard on this ascension journey is that as we ascend, people can feel the teeth changing. Maybe the teeth moves around. Have you come across this? People reporting maybe that their teeth feel looser or that they're shifting around. And if you've heard of that, what are your thoughts on all this?
I have heard about this. One of my clients did tell me this, and where the first thing that came into me in as an answer was that since the energy in the body is shifting and everything is going from carbon to crystalline, the energy in the teeth is also shifting. And it is also ready to release whatever it has been holding on to across time space. It's not just that it is holding on to right now in this physical body, but my physical body has brought in all the memories of my primitive brains too. And therefore, it is resting in my gums, it's resting in my teeth. It's all there. And therefore, when I come, when I and when even when I sometimes feel into my dentures, I can feel there is a difference. In fact, I have been guided to do certain things to ensure that I am taking healthy precautions to take care of my tooth. And it's amazing that I have known things for such a long time, but I am now actually doing diligently, I'm practicing those things. And it is remarkable. It is remarkable. So yes, we are shifting and we are, what I see is like right now, also when I'm speaking to you, what I'm being shown is that it is the codes that are there in the teeth are going to become more and more, you're going to become more and more aware of that because we are holding on to that energy also. So imagine you're on that energy where the memory is having the information and you have your tooth and it's now going to awaken. So it's going to take a lot of shift. If you are going to tap into your blueprint very, very soon.
Wow. Okay, that is exciting. So, what can we do then to improve our teeth? Is there a protocol? I know you've got your course, but can
Yes.
you give us a little tip on how we can use light language then for our teeth and our wellness?
So when I was doing the curating the program together, there are two MP3s that came up. One was the booster, the tooth booster, and one was to detox. And it was very interesting because when I heard them, both are so, you can say, literally, I could feel the energy flowing through my entire mouth with the detox. And then when I started listening into the booster, I could actually feel the the pains that were there and the nicks and a feeling. It just started feeling different, and I can feel that the frontal and the back teeth of mine really feels different. So yes, that helps. And at a physical level, the one of the things that I recommend very, very strongly is doing oil pulling. That is taking a tablespoon of oil and just doing swishing and swishing for 10 minutes. So what happens is with that, and do not use the cooking oil. You can use the coconut oil or the sesame oil, which is cold press in nature. And when you're doing the swishing, it is also helping to remove all it helps in detoxing the mouth. So all the toxins in the organs come out into your mouth in the morning. And when you do the oil pulling in the morning, it really helps to enhance and strengthen your teeth and the gums. Second thing that I recommend very strongly is using a scaler and just scaling your tongue. And that really helps to remove all the bacteria, the harmful bacteria that are there in the mouth, to be removed. And your tongue becomes pink, which shows the health of your organs and your overall health, which I have seen really helps for your vitality. It really helps you to become more present, and you have more time, you have more energy to do work. That's two things I have noticed. Third thing that I definitely recommend is that when you wake up in the morning and you've done after the sushing and after having the scaling, have a glass of warm water. And that helps in the good bacteria to go into your digestive tract and to also clean everything that is not required so that you can eliminate. So these are the three things I can recommend off the top.
Okay. Why warm water?
Because this is personally, I have felt that when I have warm water, it helps the digestive tract to move any kind of oil that may be there in the digestive tract for it to come down. And one more thing I would mention is that if people can, if anyone can start using the non-fluoride toothpaste.
Yeah. Yes. I think most people watching this show know that. Hopefully, most people know that
Just
because
reiterating.
that is it's crystallizing the pineal gland, calcifying the pineal.
Calcifying the pineal gland,
And
yes.
so okay, very good. Well, I know that there's lots of ways that we can decalcify the pineal gland, but that's a great recommendation to switch to non-fluoride toothpaste and also drinking water that does not have fluoride. So I think as people wake up on this planet, we will know more and more about that. I guess if people ask why there's fluoride in water, that would help people in their own awakening journey as well. Right. And so that's a whole nother topic, but we'll
Yes.
just leave it there at that. So thank you. Those are really helpful tips. And then, of course, your program with the light language, releasing these emotions. It's really fascinating that it's all mapped. And so you've mapped all the teeth. You were working with the teeth maps and the organs. So can we do a little mini session? Tell us what we're going to do. Is it an overview, or do you want to focus on one or two, or maybe just a generic emotion? But lead us in a little process.
So what I think we can do is that I'm going to do a small little mini session as you're here. I'm going to do the detox of the mouth, maybe. And you can tell me how you feel. So let's see. So gentle breath in and out. And as we come here to Tokulara Katanama Katapin, Rukutunukutarara, Tanakatalara Katanata, and as we look into the dental ecosystem, Ilara Paulara Katanama Katulu Rukutulu Rukutaratara, Tamokutulu Rukutanata, as a mouth, Polurukutunukuta, Mukulara Katamakatalara Katunu Nukutulu Rukutunukutara, Makatalarakata is the gateway to Rukutulu Rukutulu Rukutu, to everything that happens. Tani Alara Pulurukutanata in your physical body. Lamura nanamakata pelarakata. And as your mouth is also the keeper to all the gateways ulurukutanakata in your organs. And rukutu. Itamata mulu rukutu mutu utulu rukutu. Amu nama nama ketulu rukutu utunu kutulu rukutanata. And so, kutulu rukutu, as I cleanse, tana katalarakata, with this new light code, tumukutulu rukutunu kutulu rukutana, mularama nama katapalarakata, ma atanama katapalarakata, mukutulu rukutana hanakata, assisting you in restoration. Namukutulu rukutu, numukutulu rukutu, mukutulu rukutu, namukutulu rukutu, mukutulu rukutu, mukutulu rukutu, mukutulu rukutu, rukutu, nukutulu rukutana katanata. Alarakatana, and as through Namakatapalar, opening pathways, Tama you na nana makatalarakata, Numukutulu rukutu, mukutulu rukutu, and as the energy flows through your mouth. Namukutuluruku tamakita palaraka tamakata namakata palaraka tamakata laraka tamakata larakata mukutuluruku moving through all your teeth tamakata palaraka tamakata larakata. Even if those teeth mahanamakata may have been extracted, namakata palaraka tamakata, the energy flows through it. Namakata palaraka tapikituluruku, as all your teeth tamakata palaraka tanukutu, whether there or not, energetically they are all present. Especially the ones which have been extracted. Healing the energy of that too. Kamakata palaraka mokutu lurukutu, nimikito lurukutu, nimikito lurukutu, nomukutu lurukutu, mukutu, enemikito lurukutu, mukutu lurukutu, mukutu lurukutu, mukutu lurukutu, nukutu lurukutu, nukutu lurukutu, nakatanata, nikitilirikitu, nukutu lurukutu, nukutarata, inana namakata palarakutu, ulurukutu, atana katalaraka nukutu lurukutu, nukutarata, kutu lurukutu, nukutarata, ne ito isatana katalaraka tanakatu lurukutu, lurukutu, anakatalaraka tamakata palaraka tamakata, working on the sides of the mouth walls. Namakata palaraka tamikituluru kutumukutuluru kutunukutuluru kutunukutuluru kutunukutarata. Namakata palaraka tamakata palaraka tamakata palaraka tamakata palaraka tamakata palaraka, working on the upper bed of the mouth. Larakatana katamakata larakatunu kutuluru 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 kutanakata yatanakata larakata 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 na nanakata, as the energy flows through kutumukutuluru kutu inikita larakata makatuluru kutunukutarara mu namakata palarakata. Namakata palaraka make it ulurukutu, uturukutu, nukutu, is samakata palaraka tamakata pilaraka tunukutu, a katarakata namakata pilaraka tamukutu, working on the tongue, Karahia rakatanakata, restoring taste, tamakata palaraka tamukutu, emekete pilaraka tamakata palaraka tunukutu, restoring vitality, nemekito lurukutu, releasing all grief. Tamarina manama namano kutulurukutumakata namakata palaraka tamakata palaraka tamakata palaraka tamakata laraka tunukuturukuturukuturukutu ararakata, releasing all heavy energies. Lamakata larakata stored in your tongue. Parahanamakata palaraka tamahanamakata palaraka tamakata laraka tamakata laraka tanakata namakata palaraka tamakata palaraka tamakata laraka tunukuturukuturukuturukuturukuturukuturukuturukutanakatarata. And now sweeping the energy in your 32 teeth. And as the energy flows through, restoring strength. Tamakata palaraka tamakata palaraka tanakata namatamakata palaraka tamakata palaraka tamakata palaraka iku rukutu ha shini kita yadanakata ha shini kita yadanakata ha emekito ubukutu ulurukutu nukutu lurukuta larakata restoring energy flow. Namakata palaraka tamakutu lurukutu sarabata namakata larata makata palaraka tamakata larakata makata palaraka tarakata larakata namakata balancing katamakutu lurukutu mukutu lurukutu aligning katana na 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 tana katanata iki nana hana makata iki nana mahana makata iki namahana manakatana, and so it is, and so it shall always be. Tamakutulu rukutu nukutala rakata namikitulu rukutu nukutarata mukutu ukutu numukutu mukutu nukuta. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was beautiful. Feeling into that, it's very subtle for me. there was different feelings and sensations. More of like a saliva, salivating type sensation, and then like a tingling sensation at one point. And then as you were sharing on taste, it just thinks it felt sweeter. Is that
Nice.
interesting? It felt
Very
sweeter.
interesting.
Very interesting. And actually, right now I'm just happy. I there's no worries, there's no doubt, there's no concerns. So that energetic right there is illustrative of the wholeness that we're working with here, of how everything is connected. And when we connect in this way, not only do you feel it in our physical body, but also in our teeth and our mouth. That's amazing. It's beautiful. Cool.
Thank you. Also, I have seen at the physical level, when you have a good set of teeth, you are more confident. You can smile better. You can feel the confidence and the self-esteem rising when you, because it's the first thing that you are connecting with your eyes, you're speaking. And so when you're speaking with a good set of teeth, you feel very, very confident.
Yes, that is beautiful. And so this also, that confidence, it'll stem out into other areas in our life, including
Yes,
abundance. It's connected to our abundance as well. How do you
absolutely.
think that's connected?
So when you feel confident, when your self-esteem has gone up notches higher, you are able to assert, you're able to ask, because the biggest thing, one of the biggest challenge that we have is about asking. And when I'm working with the mouth, I am looking at the throat directly. So every time that I'm working with the chakras with the mouth, I am working with the teeth, the throat, and the crown and the third eye, because they have to be dealt with. And so when I'm asking, when I'm confident in asking, it directly has an impact on my solar plexus, because that's where my self-esteem is, my wisdom is, my knowledge is, and I'm able to make the most out of that. And where people who have self-sabotaging energy, it is stored in the solar plexus, because they lack self-confidence and they feel that they do not deserve. The worthiness also comes from that chakra. So when you are feeling the energy, you're feeling the sunshine on you, you are in a better space to ask what you deserve and receive it when it comes to you.
Wow. Okay. That's beautiful. Again, I'm just reminded of why just a little bit of sunshine is so recharging, because we're recharging that solar plexus. Wow.
Yes.
And our energy field and our life force energy, a little bit every day, 15 minutes or so, or sun gazing. Okay. It literally is food for us. All right. That's again a whole different conversation. I want to
Yes.
focus. I want to focus on this course. So you've mentioned it's a 5-week course, and I love it because this is something in the US here. It's going to be morning times that people will join you. You're in India. So even
Yes.
people in Europe, it's still a decent time of the day. But this is a great program for those in the continental US to make that part of their dental regime in the morning at that time. And of course, these are recorded as well if people can't join live. But go over this course and what is going to happen in these 5 weeks.
So the week one begins with with the entire detox of the mouth. And as we just did a small little session on that, and it's almost a 35 minutes to 40 minutes full complete light language, light codes download that happens. And post that, the next week, the following week, I'm taking the first upper teeth, which is going to be part one. And that will take care of the molar and the premolar. And the focus of that would be to release any kind of worry, anxiety, because that's what these teeth are holding. They are holding on to the emotions of worry, anxiety, lack. The biggest thing is lack and letting go of the past. So when I'm working with the upper teeth, we will be concentrating on this area. Also, these teeth contribute or are correlated with the stomach and the large intestine, and which means I will be also working with the root chakra as well as the sacral chakra. Uh, so, and with this, we will be also looking at creating and restoring a lot of energy flow into the body with the first set of the teeth that we'll be taking as the upper part. The week 3 will be upper teeth again, but they would be only the first frontal ones, which is the canine and the incisors. And when we are looking at this one, we are looking at cleansing, and we will be looking at the kidney and the bladder, which are also housing the emotions of anger, so releasing of anger. And also we are going to be looking at engaging and releasing, or you can say cultivating strength and confidence. So this is one of the things that will happen in the week 3 with the canines. Also, what I have seen is that when you're working with the frontal teeth, because that's where you're biting, really you're biting the emotions into. What I have seen is that most of them have this issues of security and grounding. So definitely that's why the bladder plays a very important role. And also the releasing of emotions of fear and worry and the sense of insecurity and vulnerability. So these emotions will be taken, we will be looking at and healing and releasing. Week 4 is again, I'm going to look at the lower teeth, which is going to be the molar and the premolar of both the sides. And in this, we will be dwelling into the grief, sadness, and people when they are sad, especially when you're in the state of sadness and grief, it's very difficult to let go of that because there is guilt attached to it. So I will be working with the heart center to release the grief, the sadness, and also opening up the higher heart to bring in new, fresh energies. So with that, we will be looking at cleansing all that is blocking our growth. In the last week, which is the lower teeth, part 2, which is going to be again the canine and the incisors, we will be once again looking at the kidney and the bladder. And during this time, I will be looking at releasing a lot of stress energy that is there in the lower incisors and the canines. So that when you release the stress, the minute you release stress, you will be also releasing the excess cortisols that is there in your body, because stress is equal to cortisols. So that will help in clearing excessive cortisol and also bringing a balance in the pH on the acid front, because this is connected to our stomach. So we will be looking at that area again. Yeah, so these are the 5 weeks that I'm going to be looking at. And the biggest thing that I feel is that with this kind of a program, you are comprehensively healing your emotions. You are cleansing them. You are, you can say, systematically releasing them. You are also improving and enhancing your physical health with this, because you're healing your organs. You're getting in fresh chi into the body. Uh, and I feel like this also, because we're looking at the entire set of the teeth, you're looking at your oral health, definitely. And you're also bringing in the balance and you're renewing yourself. So these are the few things that I feel is going to be one of the key things that you'll benefit with this program.
That sounds so beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you for offering this. And I want to invite those watching and listening to scroll down on this webpage or wherever you're watching this video. It's in the description box. And check this out. For such an affordable price, you get 5 weeks of this. And again, if people cannot be there live, they can listen to the recordings, and they can also listen to the recordings several times because it's an ongoing program, right? It's not going to just listen to it once and end. It's like we can come back and refresh ourselves with it. Do you see it that way as well?
So I see that every program that one picks up, it's like a toolkit. So if you are I'm feeling very low or I'm feeling depressed, okay, just listen to whatever comes in your hand, because that is going to uplift you. That is going to help you move forward. And none of the MP3s or none of the program has a shelf life that you can only listen into during this duration. My experience has been that even when people do they come back to do the refresher course, they get so much new energy because it's ever growing. So it's not going to be limited for just, if you just listen into the one, you can keep listening into as many times.
That is so cool. Thank you. We love that. So it's a beautiful investment and a medical tool. It's a new earth medical tool, spiritual tool, wholeness tool that will assist us on our journey. I love that it comprehensively heals emotions, aligns our meridians, lets that chi flow. It's really beautiful and remarkable. So again, thank you for that. And for those who need some help, we have a 2-payment plan in the shopping cart that allows you to access this. We want to make it easy for you to enjoy the incredible benefits of this program from Zeenat. So be sure to check that out. And Zeenat, there's another one. You call it a booster. This is interesting. Tell us about the MP3s here.
So the MP3s actually came through while I was putting the program together, and it felt like this has to be part of the energy booster. So what it does is that once you listen into it, it's like if you've not had a chance to listen to a 30 minutes call or a 40 minutes call, it's like your go-to. So when you've gone to a dentist, please play this. It will help the dentist. It will help you. It will give him the right tools to help you with. It will give you the right direction to call in for the right, you can say, a dentist or whoever you need to consult for your teeth. And what I have seen is that it really helps the gums. It strengthens the gum. It helps the teeth to become more and more stronger. And I feel that when you keep listening into it, it gives you that additional boost. It's like the uniqueness I feel is that it will keep your health going. So if you can't do anything of that, this is fantastic.
That's beautiful. Thank you. All right. And again, I see that the worlds colliding or blending and having this become mainstream someday. We're hoping for that. And it's
Yes.
us out there in the world that actually make that happen. So people use this and put it in your life and see how things shift and change for you. There's some testimonials on this webpage as well that Zeenat has from her clients who've worked with her programs, and they too are very supportive and beneficial for your journey. So be sure to check those out. So Zeenat, this is really a beautiful program. We thank you for this. I wanted to ask you, when you got the download, what was that like for you to receive that? Did you just feel it as an energy? How long did it take you to unlock that download or decode that download? Share that with us. What was that like?
So it took me a long time, actually. So uh, when I am working with clients, sometimes I get information or a message through them also. And I've had this one or two clients who would, whenever I'm doing a group call, they would say, the jaw is feeling tight. We're not able to breathe properly. There is some energy being stuck. And at that time, I was, and especially on one of the calls when the client said this, I knew that I have to come with this program and this program will require to be created. And so I started writing. I normally start with putting my thoughts together. And then I started seeing that it started shifting, and the way the program shaped was completely different from what I would have thought about, because I there were things that I would have liked to put, but my cognitive mind was being the one in charge. So the day I dropped the cognitive mind, I said, okay, I'm not getting into your way. Tell me what I have to do. And the minute I did that, they just told me, this is the way you have to do. You have to connect the organs, you have to connect the meridians, you will do the chakra, and you will be doing it in this manner and this manner. And that's it. And I've been just writing what I've been told to write. I'm not even getting into the process of content writing because it's just flowing. And even when I'm doing the course, when I'm doing the program, I am the, you can say, I'm really the conduit who is just bringing in what is being told. So I just start speaking, and it's like sometimes I'm speaking 60 minutes, only the language. So it's like you're completely loaded with the light codes that are there to enhance whatever you require. So that's how it is.
And we certainly felt those light codes today. Thank you for that experiential with this beautiful practice, this modality that you have brought forward on our new earth. It really is beneficial for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I want to share a quick little story. I have a very dear friend who worked for decades in as a lawyer in the Metropolitan Police Department, saw some incredible stuff. As she was getting ready to leave that position and shift things in her life, something came with a nerve and it was in her tooth. And so she has then decided or deciphered that it's related to the emotions of all of this. Would you see that too? And so whenever she gets back into thinking about certain things in that old life, let's say, she'll have a flare up. And so
Mhm.
it's very interesting. So I think a program like this will help her as well because it's this emotional stuff. It's like a detox. It's an emotional detox. Would you see
Absolutely.
it? Yeah.
Yes, I can share with you my personal experience. So a year ago, I had you can say I was going through a physical, you can say upheaval going on in my physical life, and my this tooth started giving me trouble, and I had to go and get a root canal done. And while I was doing that, I was made to understand that since I was going through my sacral discomfort, this tooth was very active at that time. And the minute I went through the surgery and it started healing, this tooth started healing. And the emotion that it was holding on to was of repression. The holding of the emotion was that it was ready for it to be released. And I was holding on to it. And therefore, it was giving me pain. So when I took care of my physical and I went through the surgery, I didn't have to go back to the dentist to put a cap. I don't need to put a cap because it's not troubling me anymore.
Wow. Very good. All right. These are the stories, the experiences that are the testimonials that make the truth, the supportive truth behind this concept and what we're dealing with here. So it's really remarkable. I really commend you on this.
Thank
And
you.
I thank you for bringing it forward. You are highly connected to your guides. We heard them today and it was remarkable. So
Thank
I'm
you.
very excited for this and how it's changing the world and making people better in their lives. Thank you. It's very helpful.
Thank you.
So,
I'm so happy to be here.
yeah, as we say goodbye, I want to give you a final moment for how you see this helping the world.
So as we bring in the new energy, as we remember, the more we remember, the more we create. And what we are creating is not just for ourselves. It is for our journey, and for our mission for which we came here. And so when you do that, and when you contribute to that, you not only make your soul expand, you allow the earth to breathe better. So we are grateful to be here with you in this time, in this moment. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. That feels wonderful.
God
And
bless
I
you.
truly hope everyone has a huge smile on your heart because we have
Yes, that.
shifted. This has been beautiful energy today. And again, Zeenat, we're so grateful for your work and your wisdom. Thank you. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. Thank you. God bless you. Take care.
Thank you for listening to this quantum conversation, and thank you for dancing with us to the cosmic heart. As we raise our own vibration, we raise the vibration of the planet. This show is dedicated to you and all awakening hearts, as we are here to shine our bright light and amplify our love. I'm Loren Gailey, and from my sacred heart to yours, I honor your magnificent love and light. This has been a presentation of New Earth One Network, your home for New Earth living. Access information, education, and videos on living from the heart in unity consciousness. Visit newearth1.com.